Hey ho, sports fans! Welcome to another edition of This New Cabin. I have been working feverishly this morning. Feverishly. The 12-footer's gone out of there. Where'd it go? Oh, it's up there. It's up there. You want to talk about heavy? I got this one to do next. Put it up here. I had this one to finish this morning, so I got it in there. I did that one the other day, plus the ends. So, we're working on this one and that one. And then I have a whole bunch of logs up all the way up through there that I've got to pull down here. Now, I'm not going to need too many more. I don't know if you all seen my post yesterday where it was everything was up to my armpit. Well, now, a little past my shoulder. So maybe one or two more rounds after this level right here. So after this, it'd be about 8 logs. About 8. That's what I'm figuring. That'll get it up to 6 foot. And what I'll do is, on this side here, where the door opening's at, okay? Right up in here, I'll go up to over my head, right? And I'll cut those all the way down. Because I'm going to put some logs over the top of that, right? But they're going to start making the pitch of the roof up here, so it'll go up and down. It won't be a high pitch, it'll be pretty low. But then that'll be the top of my door. That'll be about 6 foot. Just as long as I get these logs right here over the top of my head. Approximately 6 foot. Yeah, that'll work. So that one's going to be set in here pretty quick after I get that one up here. I'm doing 2 at a time. Doing the ends and then doing the sides. I have been working feverishly this morning. Feverishly, I say. I tell you what, while we're sitting here taking a little bit of a break, let's do something stupid. I'm not going to take my rifle. But if you can see, I've got a lot of stuff out here. So let's take a walk down here. Ah, crap. I just walked right through a big ass spider web. Damn it. Forgot all about them. So anyways, this down here is everything that I got to haul up, and it's going to be firewood. Pretty much. Yeah, all this is pretty much firewood. So, got to step through it. Go around that. See if we can find any snakes up here today. That would be fun. Ooh, let's get on the trail, stupid. Let's go over here and take a look. Let's go take a look to see what's going on. Don't step in any deer poop. Don't want any... God, dog it. Ah, there's another one. I almost walked face first into that one. Anyways, walk up here. See if there's any deer poop. Bear poop. Well, still a bunch here. It's getting kind of... So, look over here. The deer cane has been ate on. The little bear lay me down place has been laid in. Alright, now we gotta go up the hill and over. So let's go up the hill. Basically straight up the hill. Alright, we're going up the hill. Lots of rocks. Recently disturbed, and I would probably venture to guess that was a bear. Oh, it smells gorgeous up here. Okay, over here is where I put all the peanut butter. And this is where all the fruit cocktail, the yams, and all that crap was at. And the apples. So if you notice, there's no more apples. There's no more fruit cocktail. The yams are pretty much gone. But boy, they rotted. You can smell them. Woo! So anyways, bear print. Man, this is all tore up from the bears. They've been up here eating. So there was apples galore right in here. This was all where all the fruit was and stuff. And as you can see, it's all freshly tore up. I'm looking over there to see where the peanut butter jar went to. It's gone. I got a little foil for the peanut butter jar, but that's it. Alright, so the bear has been up here. So we need to probably reload this at some point in time today. So let's take a look at where the peanut butter was without falling down this damn hill. Alright. Get away from the thorns. Get away from the bush. Come on, Scott. Oh, look. Look at all these bear tracks. There's a lot of them. Okay, there's the... It's sliding down. There's the lid to the peanut butter jar. Let's see where the jar's at. But if you guys remember the other day, I tapped out all that peanut butter, and it was all up here. And I just kind of tossed the peanut butter jar. I put it around here somewhere. I don't remember where. But it's no longer available. I don't know, something hauled it off and it's licking on the inside of it or something. But I had all the peanut butter right up on here. So, this is kind of goofy. The bear's been coming right down here. You can see his little trail down here. He's been coming down, going across, coming down. So, yeah, this over here is pretty much tore up by the bears. Whew. Okay, so. Step on a bear print. He's heavier than me. So I get more traction. Okay. Get around there. Okay. Now we're back up here at the fruit cocktail place. And he's been coming down here. This be a trail. Uh-oh. Where'd them come from? The bear's been munching on my beer cans that I left out over there. Huh. If you see that. See all the holes and stuff in it? They've been stealing my beer cans. I've just been throwing on the ground. There's another one right there. Because I just took down a big old bag of crushed cans. I haven't crushed any of these. So anyways, there's the one that's bit up. See this one? Oh yeah, there's a tooth mark. There's a toofer mark. Actually, there's two. I'm gonna pick up my cans. And something else. Because this wasn't... I left this on the stump over there. My busting stump is a shirt. Part of a shirt. That was one of my rags that I wipe off with. So something was around here playing with the shirt. We'll grab that up. Yeah. Oh yeah, big old bear prints in here. Whoo, whoo, whoo. It's all tore up. Tore up from the floor up. See, they've been coming right down here, right by the cabin. Which means today, I'm going to be putting bear print, bear print, bear print. Oh yeah, they're right here at the cabin. That means today, I am going to have to put the apples and the corn out. Because old Mr. Bear will get in here and tear everything up. Because if you look, there's a monster can. And it's got teeth marks in it. See, I had this laying right there. So, Mr. Bear's been up here looking for something. Bit into that can. Oh yeah, I need to pick those up. Get them put in a trash bag I've got right over here. But yeah. So anyways, I have been steadily at it this morning. Trying to get as much done as I can before this afternoon. It's supposed to rain. Whew. My back's gonna hurt tonight. Okay. So, how are we gonna do this? Okay. Turn the wheel. So I can push my four-wheeler back. All right. I think that'll work. You can all see that. Okay. This is what it entails to get one of these big logs. I mean, this thing is 10 to 12 inches around at its big point, and it's probably a good 10 inches at its small point. All right, here we go. Okay. There's really no good way to do this. I think I got myself stuck. Hang on. This is going to be a lot of back and legs. Now for the heavy side. And she's up. Whew. And that's what all this entails. Whew. Let's roll this a little bit. It's like duck under. Okay. Now, for this one here, if you notice, There's a little gap right there. So I want to have this. I'm just going to cut the bottom of this for that gap. So I don't have to cut much. But I'm not going to cut it here. I'm going to cut it up here. The reason being is this thing kind of arches and then it's got a gap over there. If you kind of look at this one, it's got a dip right here, right about the middle where that is, right? So if I cut the top on both sides and just make my little notch there and a little notch there, over here and over there, roll it back, catch the notches, it should lay right on top of there. And the top of this is pretty straight. And I can trim that as I go. This one here is really straight. And they're both the right way, which is good. I don't have to spin them. Because I need the big ends over here. Need little ends over there. So, this is a lot of fun, a lot of work, but a lot of fun. So since I just put this one up here, I've got to look at this one and kind of get it set. Which edge I'm going to cut. Because once I get this one in here, I have to drill 2 holes and 2 holes. And I have to spike it down, which is no big deal. And then come in here and ha-cha! Ha-cha! Right? Gotta cut it. Now this door opening right here is small. So I'm going to go maybe about 4 inches on each side. I got spikes in about 6 inches or so. That way I'll open up the door and it'll be a decent size. Yeah, I'm already sweating. So as you can see, that 12 footer and that 12 footer is now this 12 footer and that 12 footer. Yeah. So, yeah, these are getting up over to my shoulder. So 1 or 2 more rounds on this after this. These 2 12s. And then I got 2 14s put on here. Then I'll have 8 more. And then I can start doing the little peaks. And then that's going to entail, I probably need to get some new blades, but I'm going to keep going with what I got. I just got to sharpen this one up. It was awful dull this morning. So I'll sharpen it up here in a few. Hey, in the meantime, apples and corn. I'm glad they didn't get in the apples. At least I don't think they did. Nope, they didn't get in the apples. So, but now that I've seen it over here grabbing rags and beer cans and monster cans, yeah, I'm gonna have to put out the apples, put out a whole smash of corn. They'll stay over there, but that's okay. I want them here. I want the bears here, because in a couple months, I'm gonna get 2 of them. Get 2 black bears this year. And my deer. I gotta go down and get my hunting tags here pretty quick. My hunting and fishing tags for the year. It ends up in January. I didn't get nothing this year early. I haven't had time to go fishing or nothing like that. And so, yeah. Get the deer tags and the bear damage tags. The bear damage tags, I get 2 bear on that in December. I think it's November and December. But I can go hunt earlier than October. In September, I can go hunting I gotta get some arrows for my bow, and I can shoot archery. So, and I get $3 for those this year. So I have 7 deer, which is more than what I got last year. I got 3, but I got given 2, so I had 5 deer last year. And I had my bear tags, but I saw one about 3 days prior to the season, and then I didn't see any. But I want these bears around this year, because if I could shoot them over there, even if they run down the hill, I just opened this up to where I can take my 4-wheeler down. I'm going to make a trail down there. So if I drop one, it goes down in there. After I gut it and stuff, I'm going to bring up like a toboggan, like one of those plastic sleds that they use in the wintertime. And I'll put a rope on it. I'll put the bear in the toboggan, strap him up, and I'll just drag his butt up here, and then I will probably drag him to the top of this hill right here, where I'll have my trailer awaiting, because I don't want to put him in a trailer down here. It's too much weight, unless I go that way. So yeah, we're just having fun. I'm sweating to bejesus, so hey, these big logs are up here. I didn't think that I was going to get that one. That one's way heavier than this one. I don't know why, but it's heavier. So we're going to check it out. I think this one's got a high. Yeah, so I'll probably put it like that. So yeah, we'll see which way I want to go with it. Could go with it that way, but this way it looks mo better. Mo better. Mo better. Mo better. I want that to be my top. So I'll bring it over and mark off the bottom, like I'm going to do here. Whack, whack. And then whack, whack. And then what's up, wah, 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 side bait. Each one of them. Take that, break out all the chips, get it pretty much flat to where it just rides on the top of them logs right there. And then I'll drill it and spike it. So we are doing gooder. Way gooder. Now the logs that are going to go above this are going to be a lot smaller than that. I am not putting up big logs anymore, because we're getting up to the top. I wish I could do, I don't know if I'm going to have the strength to put up 2 more of those. Boy, it'd be nice, because then it'd be just like about one more round, which would be 4, but I'll do 2 smaller sets of logs and do 8. I think I've got 10 or 12 logs sitting up over here that I've got to pull down here. Now I know some of the big, that one that I had to cut in half, I did a 12-footer out of it, and I got a 12-footer out of the other side. But that thing is bigger than this one. So I think I'm going to just drag those down here, and we're going to put them down there with those. And I'm going to use them for boards, because they're about twice the size of those. We'll just bring them down and cut them all up. And then after I get the front and back done, then I'm going to have to find a decent size tree. Skinny. Not real skinny, but I wanted about, maybe about 4 inches on each side, but it's got to be at least 10 foot. I'll probably cut it 11, but then I'll chop it down And that'll be my cross beam when I go up to the peak of my roof. I'm going to run it from this peak to that peak over there, right in the middle, bloop. And then I'll drill through the wall, and I'll hang the log up there, and I'll spike it right through the center, and then my trusses will lay on that. But I'm gonna make the trusses just big B shape down, right? It's gonna go up and down, right? And then I'll put a cross bracing in there like I did at the other cabin, and box that in so that pitch log that's up there, the one that's on the very top of the roof here that runs the length, won't sag down. So it'll have some little ways to hold it up. Now I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 trusses on this thing. So, yeah. And once I get the trusses on, that big old tarp right there is going to go over the top, and then I can start putting my roof boards on there. And then after the roof boards are all on, and all screwed down or nailed down, I'm going to screw mine down. But once those are all done, then I'm going to go to this hill back here with my 5-gallon bucket, 5 gallons at a time. I'm going to be picking up dirt, not rocks, just dirt. And I'm going to throw it up on the ceiling, on the roof, right? The entire thing. It doesn't have, I'm not going to make it thick. It's probably going to be about 2 inches thick all the way across. The whole, both sides, right? And then I'm going down to the creek and get a whole bunch of moss, and we're going to put the moss all over the top. That way when it rains and snows, it runs that water off, right? Won't leak inside. I'm going to have the tarp just for in case, and I'm going to do the roof like I did the other one, where there will be a piece come up, and then there's one that'll overhang the top. That way the water will hit on this, and if it drips straight down and goes down the other way, but it'll run down this way. And yeah, it'll be gooder. And here pretty soon, once I get the walls done, and at least the peak and the truss is done, then I'm going to stop before I even cut a board. And I'm going to have about 3 or 4 days where I'm down gathering moss. I'm going to make big piles around here because it's going to take a lot of moss to chink everything. All these holes here I've got to chink up, and in between the logs and whatnot, I got to chink all this stuff up. And might take a lot, might take a little, but even if I don't use it, I can use it on the roof. So no biggie. I still got some moss in here, and I was thinking to myself, I said, self, I got some wide gaps in the boards here, such as like that. And I had put moss in here, and it doesn't like to stick. So what we're going to do is we're going to pound in a bunch of these little pieces of wood in here. We're going to pound them down in there, and then I'll just use my chisel, my hammer and chisel, and break them off, and then finish tapping them all the way in. And if I have to, I can put some moss on top of it. But I've got a couple of places that I want to do that too. So yeah, there's something messing around up on the hill there, and we're gonna hope it's not Mama and the cubs. Hopefully if it's a bear, it's the male bear, one of them. Because of the 2 females that are up here, one's got 2 cubs, one's got 3. I don't want those. Don't want them down here. I'll feed them, but there's been some cub activity up here. So my head is always on a swivel, and I'm always listening, and I'm half deaf, so I basically can't hear anything out of this ear. And I hear just a little bit. I'm supposed to have, well, I've got hearing aids, but they broke. So I'm not using my hearing aids right now. So anyways, let me get back to work. Let me get these all cut up and put in place, and then I've got to drag some 14 footers down, get those cut up, put them into place. I got to get as much of this done today as I can get, or at least a good portion of it done. Now, we just in the very beginning of August. I have all this month and all next month to basically finish up the outside, the walls, the roof, everything. I'll have that done this month. And come, if I don't do anything on the inside this month, I will have the deck, that little piece right here, and the deck in the back with the little fire pit. I'll have that done this month. So that's why we're starting to gather logs for wood, for lumber. I'll probably have to drop a couple more trees for lumber. And I don't want to get it too thick. Like I was saying, maybe that one there, but it's really close to the cabin. And I think I've got this cleared out enough. This used to be really, really thick in here. I don't want to thin it out anymore because the deer come up here and they want to kind of hide back up in here. So I may leave some of these treetops up there where they're at, give them some cover. So, and I've got enough oak down here and whatnot, and some trees up there. All that little crap I got to pull down. That's plenty of firewood. I've got plenty of firewood right now. So, yeah. So anyways, let me get going on this stuff. Start getting her finished. Because the faster I get the walls done and the peak and truss done, the boards are nothing. The boards are just like, I can cut 2 or 3 logs like that, maybe even 4 logs a day, and then I can basically almost put on one side of the roof in one day, and then I can do the rest. One other thing I got to do today, my ladder with the broke rung, I got to redo that, and I happen to have a branch right there. So what I'll do is cut that out, notch it out to go across there. I've got some screws I'll put in it. That way, because these are getting way too tall to be pounding on the spikes up here. So this one's going to be here, and I don't have the room. I got to get up on a ladder to pound spikes. So, yeah. We're going to get that done. So anyways, this be me. You be you. You be good. Be kind to each other. And until next time, see ya.